Heyo, welcome back to United We Nerd Reviews, where we review everything in the nerd media. Welcome. Of course, I am your host, Brian. And as well, we got host Joel.
Hello.
And host Marcelo.
Hello.
And today we have a very special guest returning to the podcast. Lisa, how are you?
I'm good. I'm here with my throbbing mushrooms in the background, having a grand old time.
Oh, yes. It seems Marcel's also gotten infected by the shrooms.
Yes,
Mhm.
we are one. We are like the oh no. Oh god, this is a bad time to forget your Halo shit. Oh my god, I had it already and then I lost it. The flood. Thank you.
Well,
Got you.
Marcel, it's fine because today we're going to be talking about Thor Love and Thunder.
That's right.
That's right. We all watched it. But I guess before we get started, I know, Marcel, you have a heart out, but I think first we want to kind of ask Lisa, because Lisa, you got to experience Thor Love and Thunder a very special way. Do you want to, tell us about it?
I did. So I was able to attend the red carpet premiere in Hollywood for Thor Love and
Ooh.
Thunder.
Yay.
Yeah, it was really amazing. It was really, really hot. And I went in my Jane cosplay. My friend went as Thor. And we got to meet the whole cast and watch the movie like 2 weeks before everyone else.
So what was it like breathing the same air as Natalie Portman? Because
Yeah.
that's all I want to know.
Hard-hitting
Black
questions.
On oxygen, that Padme Amidala air.
When
Tell
she
her.
came out, she looked like not real. She's too beautiful and perfect. She was the only one that I didn't get to meet. I met everyone else.
That's
Aw.
right.
Too popular.
You know what's crazy though? You know who else she's breathing the same air as Elizabeth Olsen too. That was insane.
Yeah, I got to meet her for Multiverse of Madness, and she was so nice and
So-
pretty.
So what's it like? Because for people that don't know, you're a cosplayer. You go to many conventions and many events like the red carpet. So what's the experience like? You with your cosplay buddies just going to a red carpet. Like what is the feeling?
So you wake up really early. It's super exciting. We almost couldn't sleep, and you have to get there. Let's say the movie began at like 7-ish. I think it said 7 o'clock. But we had to get there at about noon
Whoa.
to wait
Oh,
in the
wow.
line. Because I don't know if you guys watched it, the Marvel Love and Thunder red carpet like live stream that they did. That starts at like 5 or so. So they don't let us into the area until about 2. And to get a good spot along the red carpet, even though we're invited, a bunch of other cosplayers are invited too. So you gotta get there early to get a good spot. So we get there at about noon, wait in the sun for a few hours, get to a good spot at about 2 or 3, wait for a few more hours. Live stream starts at about 5:30 or 6, and they're giving us all energy drinks and trying to hype us up, and all the celebrities are walking down the carpet. We're crying and screaming, and it was 75 degrees in
Oh,
pleather
it's
suits.
lucky. But 75 degrees for Southern California is it's kind of like, yeah, it could be worse, right?
It was like 75 or 80 with
Okay.
indirect sunlight.
Oh,
There was
God.
no shade. It was hot. They were passing out waters and these like lots of G Fuel. Shout out to G Fuel for making us not
Oh, man.
pass out.
Whoa. We're not sponsored by G Fuel. We can't schlock. Whoa. Unless you want to be. Hey, G
Yeah.
Fuel, if you're out
Unless we
there.
want to be. No, they
Oh.
really hooked it up. They were handing out lots of G Fuel to keep us hyped, but also these interesting sugar-free, caffeine-free like lemonade things that had Thor on them, which was cool.
Oh,
Kept
nice.
us all hydrated and from passing out. We almost passed out during the multiverse red carpet. Bad. Too hot.
Ooh.
Who's your favorite
And
person
then-
that you met that day?
That's hard. Taika.
Yeah, nice.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I would love to meet Taika Waititi.
Right?
He's the nicest, and he was the most like jokey, chummy. Like he was really fun, really good
Like-
energy. Everyone had good energy.
I feel like Taika is just the type of person is that he is what he seems he is. Like what you see is what you get with him.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it was exactly what I imagined. Couldn't have asked for anything better. He was so nice. They all signed my hammer, so I have a Mjolnir. Everyone's signatures on it. When
Nice.
Christian Bale came out, I almost had a heart attack. It's like all so regal. I don't know. Like everyone else had this kind of fun, kooky, silly energy, but when he came out, it was like very professional and
All
scary.
business.
He was all business. Very nice. Still very like generous. Took pictures with everyone and signed everyone's stuff. But like he was a presence. It was crazy.
It's awesome.
Nice.
Mhm.
Cool.
It was really fun. Highly recommend if you ever get the opportunity to go.
Awesome.
Lots of fun
So you
stuff.
saw the movie. Did you like it?
I loved it. I know a lot of people kind of are mixed reviews on it, but I thought it was perfect. I spent half of it crying, but I liked it. I was sitting there in my Jane costume with my free popcorn and water that they gave me after having mild heat stroke, just like sobbing. It
Yeah.
was good. I like it. I think it was, different also from our Marvel movie, which is why I liked it.
It's definitely this phase so far is like in the realm of just like it seems like they're just really like trying to branch out and do different things than what they've normally done, which is a good thing because you want to try to get out, like break out of the rut of just kind of like doing the same thing over and over again. So it's like,
Mhm.
Definitely.
does it run the bigger risk of, maybe being a hit or a miss? Yeah, but it's nice to see that they're really trying to go for the weird and like
Yeah.
the out there concepts of Marvel, which is what, I feel like that good percentage of like comic book fans like would want to see. They want like having the realism and stuff is nice, but you won't eventually you want to start seeing all the weird shit that everybody reads now and again.
Mhm. Definitely. Like I like Multiverse of Madness for the same reason. Like, yeah, it was very different, but that made it more interesting to me. I kind of got tired of cookie cutter Marvel movies.
Yeah, I feel you.
Yep.
Let's throw it to Marcelo. Marcelo, what are your quick non-spoilery thoughts of Thor: Love and Thunder?
The past couple things that we've reviewed, I feel like I've been very like, oh, it was all right. Oh, didn't like it, whatever. But I love this movie. I thought this movie was super fun. But I'm also a huge fan of Taika. Like everything outside of Marvel, he's such a unique personality, unique character. But I just really enjoyed this movie. I really, of course, being me, I always think that there were things that I would have enjoyed. Like this movie for me could have been like, just give me like an extra 5 to 10 minutes of like a little bit more, and it would have made it like a perfect 10 for me. But I really enjoyed it. Pacing was fun. Characters were fun. Yeah, no, this was probably my favorite movie of this phase. Uh, Probably right under Shang-Chi. So
Oh, okay. So like it
Yeah.
would be like a very like close one.
yeah, definitely.
Oh, okay.
Mhm. I think if they added like a good 15 more minutes of gore content, I would have been about the same.
That's what I've been
Yeah,
hearing.
exactly.
Yeah.
I'm not like for me, I'm not like super disappointed of the amount of like screen time that Christian Bale got in this movie, but it would have been interesting to see like what would he have been like because he never really had alone time, besides like the beginning of the movie, like
No
or
spoilers.
his first few scenes of the movie. Yeah, we'll get there. We'll get there. Um, how about you, Joel? What were your initial thoughts of this movie?
I really enjoyed it. It hit all the marks I wanted it to hit. They pulled a lot from the story, from the comics, the original stuff, really well. I thought it's very great cinematics. Of course, that Taika Waititi humor, which I fucking love, because he does What We Do in the Shadows. I love that shit. So, um, I want to talk about it so much, but we're not there yet. But I agree with your points on gore for sure. If we got a little more exposition, yeah, I think for me it's already very strong. It would have been like, wow, this is like Phase 4 is like great stuff, and people have been likening it to a rom-com. I think that's pretty fair, and makes it like super
Interesting.
different, but still with that Marvel element. But yeah, I don't want to say anything yet. I loved it. I
Rom-com
want to
with
say
goat.
more, but I can't yet.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, I guess before we get into the spoiler talk, I guess we'll want to remind everybody if you're listening to this, we are doing this live on Twitch at twitch.tv/UnitedWeNerd. Of course, if you're here live with us, thank you for hanging out with us in the chat. Be sure to stick around. We will be talking more directly with you guys after our review. But of course, if you're not able to watch us live, of course, you can listen to this on podcast services and as well as youtube.com. We do have another review coming up. Of course, Miss Marvel just finished up. We are going to be doing that next. So be on the lookout for that as well as other podcasts. But yes, Joel, why don't you take us through the spoiler movie?
Yes. All right. Again,
Hey,
just gonna
really quick.
reiterate. Hey, this is your warning. We're gonna go dead in, heavy stuff. Marcelo has a hard out, so we're just gonna go in hard and fast. All right, Marcelo.
Really quick. Can I just say one of the coolest things about this movie for
yeah.
me was something that I really enjoyed was like Gore's like teleportation, like his like shadow fucking bounce. I thought that was so fucking dope. There was something about that animation and the way that was like designed that I was like, this is fucking cool.
Dude, just the way that he like just slipped into the shadows and just like was like moving around and just kind of like the effects of like his overall abilities, and just like when he brings the sword up right out of the ground and just like pulls it out when he needs it. Oh, it was so cool.
It was really cool. And I watched an interview that I guess all of the shadow monsters were designed by like the children of the cast.
Really?
Oh, that's cool.
Like the kids would do a
Interesting.
drawing and they made it into the shadow monsters. So I thought that was really cool.
That's dope.
Freaky kids.
Well, kids can think of the scariest things. All right. Well, Joel, would you like to take us through this movie?
Yeah, I was just gonna hit some major points and go from. Oh, Marcelo's back. Cool. All right, Marcelo, give us one of your favorite moments from the movie.
Favorite moments from the movie? Okay.
Yeah.
Shit, this one's hard. Besides the goats, because we all know that was the best part of the movie.
MVPs.
I really think that. Oh fuck! This movie was that had so many good moments. All right, I'm gonna give you 3, no particular preference. 1, the fight with Zeus. That whole scene was dope as fuck.
Oh, yeah.
To see Zeus get what he deserved for being a piece of shit was awesome. That whole scene was great too. Just that whole scene. Russell Crowe did such a great job of playing like the perfect like asshole. Like he played it perfectly. 2, the final fight scene when they're at Eternity, right? That's what it's called, Eternity. Where it's all black and white, but there's still aspects of color that come through. It was just like the way they animated it. I like that scene a lot from a visual perspective of everything. Just it was so artsy. It looked so good.
It felt very noir.
Very noir, but it was very well done. And then then lastly, just the jealousy of Stormbreaker. Just how jealous it was the whole movie. I thought that was great. It was such a I don't know. It was just I don't know. It was just it had me laugh. This movie had me laughing, man.
I don't know what it is,
So-
but just giving an inanimate object some kind of like personality always like
Sentience,
strikes a
like-
chord.
Yeah, exactly. No, so like I said, this movie was almost a perfect movie for me. There was just so much of it that was so well done. The acting, of course, was amazing. You had some really, really great just work from everybody. Like Christian Bale, I'm so glad that he agreed to do another superhero movie after The Dark Knight, even though he like swore he would never. But Taika being Taika convinced him. Same with Natalie Portman. Like she was done.
Mhm.
She was like, I'm good.
Hey man, I mean, his work speaks volumes, and if
Definitely.
anybody is like asked to be on a Taika Waititi movie, I feel like it's kind of weird to say no
Yeah.
if you get asked, you know.
All right. Well, here's a question for you guys. Did you like this more than Ragnarok? Which I know is a hard question because Ragnarok's such a great movie, but like how do you feel about this comparing it to the other Taika Thor movie that we've had?
I liked it better. That's
Okay.
just me.
Yeah, that's fair.
I'm the minority.
No,
But it was really
I think I agree with you. I think I like this more than Ragnarok. Uh Ragnarok had great storytelling, had a great villain, but there was just something about this movie that just kind of resonated with me a little bit more. I don't know what it was, but I think well, they had more to lose. I mean they lost, they had a lot to lose here, but they also had a lot to lose in Ragnarok, but yeah, I
Oh,
don't
yeah.
know. Maybe the rom-comness of it all got to me cuz I'm a sucker for that's a guilty pleasures rom-coms for me, so
I usually am not a huge fan of rom-coms. They make me go like it's too mushy. But this one, perfect. Had a perfect amount of both.
because Jane's a badass in this movie. Like the women
I,
carry this movie. Like
mm-hmm.
Kind of, yeah.
Absolutely. Valkyrie,
yeah.
she didn't need her own spin-off show. 100%.
Mm, just her at the Scoops place. What was it called? What was the ice cream place called?
Infinity cones.
Oh
There you
my
go.
Infinity cones.
Yeah.
Just very on the nose.
Yeah. That was
Um,
great.
I know at first I thought that I liked Ragnarok a little bit more, but I sat and thought about it for a second, and I had to think, okay, well, how much of it was due to like Ragnarok being the first like tonal shift for Thor, and that being like such a big surprise in a good way that kind of boosted up a bit. I think as far as just like a well-rounded just like movie in itself, I think Love and Thunder like beats it in that perspective. Um I do appreciate that we actually kind of see, or in both movies actually, like Thor actually does some like personal growth, but I think Thor Love and Thunder kind of made it seem more important.
This
Well,
is definitely the one that really like humanizes him, right? As like a character. I mean, at the end of the movie, he's like it totally changed who his character was. I feel
mm-hmm.
just now he's got a daughter.
It's
Daddy Thor.
yeah, it's setting himself for whatever trajectory they take Thor next.
Mhm.
But as far as like from where he was at Endgame to the end of Thor Love and Thunder, it's a really interesting like look, because it's not like one of those things where all of a sudden he like has like an epiphany and like he changes into what he became at the end of the movie.
Mm.
If you pay attention, you can kind of see his kind of views and like kind of personality change towards the end of the movie, because the beginning he's just like I'm just on vacation, I'm just having a fun time, I don't care about anything. But then when he has to confront all of his like past traumas in a sense, and he has to learn how to like deal with it and move through it, you see him like mature in a way. So he's still the funny, like, funny yet serious like Thor, but he has like an extra little bit to him now that he is a caregiver. And it's just kind of cool.
What about you, Joel? How do you feel about this and Ragnarok? Like, is one does one better than the other for you, or like how do you rank them? Like, you can't tie them. You have to rank them.
Have to rank them.
Yeah,
Damn. I was gonna say either
we can't be
apples and
past it.
oranges.
No, we
almost.
can't. No, you can't. Well, you can compare apples and
Put
oranges
me on the
because one is
spot.
one is citrusy and one
I
is
just want to
not.
say you guys all made great points, and I feel like I'm sitting with it too, but like Ragnarok is just like pure fun, and they found out how they wanted to work with Thor was. Like people say, I want Thor 1 and 2 back, but they didn't know what they were doing with them really until like this movie and Infinity War and Endgame, and it's super fun, always fun, funny, and I feel like I can always watch it. But like you kind of mentioned earlier, like the stakes are higher, and we see like everything he's been through. They even lay it out like this is all he's been through, all the hurt he's been through, and he's going through some changes right now, and just like he's already lost everything, he's gonna lose more, and it just hits harder, and it's still just as funny, still just as goofy, and still just as serious, and yeah, it's so good. Phase 4 does this thing of you facing yourself so well, right? And it's just in recent memory, it just stands out. But I think Ragnarok is always going to be awesome. But yeah, this is maybe because it's fresh. It's just really well done, and I love already. Mighty Thor. I have the comics. I love the God Butcher story, and then they combine them. It's like just perfection. Chef's kiss, as I say. But yeah, I think for now it's above it. I'm gonna I'll rewatch it a million times like I've rewatched Ragnarok, but it's just done so well. And again, like I think it would top the other big Marvel movies if Gore literally had like you guys said those extra 10 minutes, like this fleshed him out or showed him being more badass or more sympathy. Like it just one and done. Like this is the movie.
Yeah, because they spoke like, oh, he killed my god, he's killing all these gods. We really only saw him butcher one.
Yeah.
I would have liked to.
And it was one that kind of deserved it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To see more Christian Bale. I would have like that scene where he has all the kids and he's like talking to them and like ripping the thing's head off, and he's so good. Ugh, so good.
Yeah.
So really quick, just going back to what Joel said, I think it's really funny though. Like people are saying, "Oh, I want Thor from 1 and 2 back."
Yeah.
But when Thor 2 came out, ain't nobody wanted him. It's just so funny to
Nobody wanted Thor.
Yeah, like it's so funny to see how people react to these type of things. Like, oh, I'm sorry, it wasn't fucking. Thor now is definitely has become. He's got a lot of seriousness and a lot of like a lot of that, but he definitely has become like a comic-y relief type of character, kind of like Guardians of the Galaxy.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just funny. Like Thor 2 sucked. Like it wasn't great. But hey,
No, you're
man,
right.
it's there, right? It's a part of his universe. But I don't want that Thor back for sure. I like this Thor.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Except I prefer short hair Thor.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
We can
personally.
disagree.
He had that 90s hair metal that 90s rock star music hair.
Yep.
I just wanted to say two things. Apparently, the reason why Stormbreaker is moody is because I don't know if it's true, but because it's a piece of Groot as a teenager. That's why he's extra moody. I've saw that apparently.
Oh, that's so that would be so funny if it was true, because that's so funny.
Yeah.
That would be.
I don't know if it's actually true, but it's a funny thought. Another thing is apparently, don't know if it's true either yet, but a deleted scene is it actually shows Gore killing a tree. Remember the dwarf from Infinity War that creates Stormbreaker, Peter Dinklage, and killing the Grandmaster apparently. So I don't know if we would have needed that, like if that is true, but it would be interesting to see if that was in there. So that would be more butchering than two big butchers.
Yeah, that's the 10 minutes I was looking for.
that means we would get a scene with Jeff Goldblum. So I'm all for that. Like if it's gonna be on the Blu-ray, I'm gonna be looking at Best Buy. I'm gonna be looking for that Steelbook because if there's Jeff Goldblum on it, I'm gonna be getting it day one.
I want the Taika cut.
Yeah.
Oh,
no.
whoa! Did you hear that though? Like that, and also like that they had like a big like 4-hour version of Thor that was literally mostly all jokes, and they're like, "Oh my god!" And there's like,
It was
and it was an edit that was made by Hemsworth and Taika Waititi, and they were both looked at each other and were like, "This is fucking shit. We can't."
That's funny.
They seem like they're just the best pair now.
Yeah.
Like it would be very sad if the next Thor movie isn't directed by him.
Oh, Mo,
You'd
he's
be
not going.
wrong.
He's not going away.
No, they
He's
still got him down
more
for
from
Star Wars.
Yep.
Yeah,
yep.
exactly. Yeah.
I wanted to ask you guys also. We talked about it after when we saw it together, but who do you think stole the show as far as the movie goes? As far as performance-wise, I think we kind of talked about it, but I agreed with our buddy Justice. I think it was Christian Bale. Even though he had that little time, he definitely had that big presence, and he was a meaningful, like threatening villain. You know, and I think that's me and Sarah talk about it all the time with Thor 2. Malekith isn't threatening at all. Like I think that's what it is. There's like no stakes in him being there is death, but you know, Hela is very, you know, formative, very powerful, very threatening. But like Gore he like literally threatens like all of Thor, the Thors, you know, and then he does a great job. So I feel like that villain was stand out for me, and he did a great job. So good job, Christian Bale, and right. What do you guys think?
I'm always a fan of a villain that has a good backstory and gives reason for them to be that way. So the fact that Gore has this purpose, you know, and he's makes him more relatable was so good. And like talking about that scene I talked about earlier where he's talking to all the kids and he sees that one little girl. It's like, oh, I knew a little girl once. And you still feel that sadness that he's murdering all these other people. There's little nuances in his performance. Like he stole it. Absolutely. This was the Gore movie. Gore and Natalie Portman. And Gore.
It's hard for me to decide because I feel like everybody kind of brought their A game for this movie.
Yeah. I feel that too.
Like it's like everybody had I feel like everybody had a moment in this movie. For me it's really hard to kind of pick who stood out between all of them, you know. Yeah, I feel like I'm gonna have the guy and I can't choose. I can't honestly choose.
No standout moment for you? No eat my hammer? No.
I do think that's funny because we never, at least not for a while, we didn't have a new superhero trying to figure out how to be what has become like the personification of a superhero in that universe. Because it's not like, oh, Tony Stark just built his Iron Man suit, or like, Captain America got on Frozen. It's like there's been superheroes around for a while now, for years. And so it's like I love just Jane having this this idea. It's like, okay, I'm a superhero now. I need to have a catchphrase. I need to figure out something. And of course she has scientist brain, so everything she's thinking is kind of dumb and stupid. It's just like just seeing kind of that energy and that kind of like, yeah, I need to be on it. I need to be superheroes. Like I'm going to fly around the earth to try to look for signs of the kids. I'm going to burst through a fucking ceiling and just kind of go look for people. It's like it's fun. Yeah, I don't know. It's just hard because I like all the characters.
They're all good. I really like that scene inside of the ship with Korg and Valkyrie when they're talking about, oh, when you find someone you love and you hold hands and they make a little rock baby. Like that was so cute too. I really liked them.
That's all that's all it takes to have kids these days. You just hold hands.
And sit in a pit of fire.
Yeah.
That's why I have 2 kids.
I want to give a shout out to Dwayne
The Rock Johnson.
Dwayne The Rock.
Dwayne the Korg Johnson.
Yep. Even put the stash on him. I love that.
I don't know who posted, but somebody actually did a you know that memed Rock photo when he was younger and he had like the black turtleneck with like the fanny
Oh
pack.
yeah,
Yeah.
Someone took that but put Dwayne from Love
Oh
and
my
Thunder
God.
on
nice. What about
I'm
you,
gonna have
Marcelo?
what?
Who just stood out before you go?
The goats.
the goats.
I just want to say one thing before I go, and has nothing to do with the movie, but we really need to find a different theater to watch these movies in, because the movie theater that we saw this movie and Doctor Strange is fucking ass. Like, it's always hella fucking hot. The sound quality is fucking trash, because I know it could be better. Like, and I'm sick of it. I'm gonna say it here right now live. Century Tanfran, your movie theater sucks. Like,
I will agree. The ventilation twice has been terrible there, and while we're seeing a movie and it's just get hella stuffy and shit.
hella stuffy.
Yeah,
Like, there's no
that's
way I
twice
need
in
to
a
be
row.
sweating inside of a movie theater. So,
I mean,
I think for future movies we need to find a better place. You guys should come out to where I live. We have good movie theaters.
You could
we
do
have
the one
ones
in
with-
San Mateo, but it's just a little farther for people.
we got theaters here. We got a selection.
Yeah.
We should only see movies at the El Capitan in Los Angeles. They have the whole like setup. It's all fancy.
Okay, that's a
No,
little
we're-
far.
It's the
You know what?
Hollywood.
We could do the
Joel-
one at Stonestown. What's that fancy one called? Cinemapolis or whatever. What's that one called?
Oh no, the one in Stonestown is a Regal.
That's fine, but it's got like fancy dinners, right? Like, you can eat there.
No, you're thinking of
Like, not. I mean, I know, like, it's like Alamo or whatever, but
yeah.
Alamo's really great. There's some really nice ones in San Jose too. It has like a VIP section. You
that's
get
too
like
far.
truffle popcorn and all
It's
that
like
kind of stuff. It's good.
It's like a 2.5 hour
too
drive for
bougie.
me.
Too
That's
bougie.
too far. Anyways, guys, I love you. I'm sorry I can't stick around a little bit longer. Thor was amazing, and can't wait for the next review. I will finish Miss Marvel so that we can talk about it. So
Yes, finish it.
Yeah.
It's
Mm.
worth it.
okay,
Bye-bye.
love you guys.
Love
Love you.
Solo. And I gotta do some quick shit. Joel, take over.
So Thor. Oh, okay. All right. I actually was gonna ask Marcelo before he left, but he could respond to me later in person or text or something. So I just want to say, what did you guys? I think Ragnarok was really good with the music, but I feel like this movie brought it even more. With Immigrant Song used twice, it was very hype. It was very hype. It was built up. You feel it, the power of Thor. But then with like Guns and Roses in the mix, and that the kind of like it's almost they're like they make like romantic songs. Not gonna lie, but it's like with rock music, right? They're almost ballads, but no, they're like bop ballads, right? And then they just squeeze them in hella good. I gotta say, with Paradise City, November Rain, of course, Sweet Child of Mine. They use in the trailer, and I just want to say, what do you think they used it well, like they did Immigrant Song?
Oh yeah, dude. Like
Mm.
like whatever like music they just put, it just feels the vibe. Like look at the past few posters we've had for Ragnarok and Thor Love and Thunder. You look at that poster and you know that we're gonna go on a wild ride when it comes to music. And I feel like Taika was like, hey, Disney, I know you got the money. We're gonna get the bangers of that era. And they did not disappoint. They picked all the classics for this movie.
It was such a good soundtrack. Just every scene, every song that they chose had so much meaning, and it was so good.
Mm-hmm.
When Jane comes in at the end with all the kids, like I could not. I lost it.
Yeah, it's really good stuff. And I actually wanted to segue into that. The scene with the kids. Usually,
Yeah.
I feel like movies when kids do stuff, it's kind of not done well, right? I mean, at least in our growing up, it's mixed, right? I will say Shazam did it well. When they have the family come together, they get powers and they fight the bad guy. They did it really well. But with this movie, they of course gave these kids who were helpless, these children of Asgard, and made them Asgardian with Asgardian powers. And of course, that little Taika humor for a limited time, you'll have the power
that
of
got
Thor.
me.
And
That got me so hard.
Yeah.
it's so good. And of course, kids want to be fucking superheroes, right? They live and imagine that shit all the time. And we see them beat the shit out of monsters. Like, that's their dream. And we see it unfold. And they have superpowers. The kid with the doll. Oh my
Yeah,
god.
the little
Yo,
bunny.
Shout out to that kid for knowing how to fucking min-max, dude. Like, she was wiping out everything in their path.
Just like just I wish. I know they have like round tables for Mandalorian and the other shows and stuff, but sometimes I would like to know I know they do directors director's commentary. I want to hear like the creative thoughts behind that, because that was just done so well. It's just
Well,
oh man.
hopefully in the next week or so we should be getting that Disney Gallery on Disney Plus. Which I think it's really great because they've been doing that so often. They've been doing it with all the Disney Plus shows. They've been doing it with some of the movies. I don't know if they did it for the most recent like Doctor Strange or not, but yeah, I agree. I would love to see just like the ideas that they want to kind of put onto the screen with that. I wanted to kind of like go back into like the movie a little bit. When in the beginning of the movie, when Thor's with the Guardians, I don't know, for me it's just I love seeing the Guardians on screen, but just seeing like I don't know if they clarify like how long it's been since Endgame.
I think they mentioned for like a minute. They gloss over it. They want. I think they do want to show like a passage of time, but they don't exactly like put a number.
Yeah, there's like the montage of him working out and stuff. It had to be at least a little while.
But like you can tell that they've been together long enough to where Thor's making his speech before he goes into battle.
Oh yeah.
But then you see Star-Lord just kind of like mouthing his speech word for word, and like everybody else is just like, oh god, he's saying it again, and it's just like, I love that that kind of like just like representation of like this is Thor's like grieving time, or just kind of like his soul searching time, but it's like he's Thor, so of course he's gonna be fucking annoying, and everybody's like just waiting for him to leave.
Yeah.
Or like when
I love it when Mantis like screeches and he's screaming.
or just when it's taking forever for like Thor to get the hit that they're leaving, and then Nebula's like it's like let's go.
Yep.
Ugh. Yeah, I know what this is the Thorcast, but I'm gonna be sad that this version of the Guardians is gonna be going away soon.
Yeah, we get one more movie, right?
We get
technically two. Well,
we get a movie and a
movie.
Christmas special.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Mm-hmm. I don't know what other parts of the movies kind of stick out to your mind. Like, is there any like special moment that you just kind of like, oh, this is cool, or that made you feel a certain way?
For sure. I saw it in the trailer, but to see it in action was it's very creative. They broke Mjolnir, but Mighty Thor breaks the pieces to hit the enemies. We haven't seen it, but we just see Mjolnir flying, not Mjolnir breaking apart and coming together. That was again just super creative, and just the action and the creativity is just really dialed into this movie, and it just can't get enough. It's just so good.
Yeah, that part was excellent. I loved that. Mighty Thor in general, she was wonderful.
Very good job. Yeah, just like seeing like all the pieces like shoot out in shrapnel, but they also just kind of like follow the lead of just basically the pieces themselves into coming back into one piece. Or what was that one scene where Gore like was like trying to hit her with the sword, right? And then she broke a piece off by having the pieces of the hammer kind of collapse into the sword, and then like breaking off and trying to absorb that power. Ah, it was so cool. I want a video game with that power in it, with that version of Mjolnir. I want that.
I want them to do that in like God of War. That's what I'm expecting.
Oh man, that's another. All right, we'll have to have a whole nother discussion about that. One of our buddies in the chat saying the city of deities. You guys think about that?
That was interesting. I wasn't
Battle
like I knew we were gonna see like Zeus and
Yeah.
stuff, but like they went the extra mile with that.
Yeah,
The Lord of Bow.
yeah.
That was cool. I wish
really
we got to
cool.
see more.
Yeah, I think though we will. I wanted to actually segue to this. The post credits. We haven't. I mean, I know we're kind of floating around back and forth, but yeah. Anyways, the city. We'll go back. Actually, let's go back to that. Yeah, I really like that they showcased all the different gods and, you know, and just of course that Zeus is the head. You know, it just makes sense. You know, and he's an asshole. He has the lightning bolt, and it's just perfect.
Oh, his horrible accent.
Oh yeah.
Only the finest that Russell Crowe can do. Oh my god, it was so good.
Oh my god. And we even got some Thor butt cheek.
Got a lot of Thor butt cheek.
Yeah, we got some Thor butt with the Loki tattoos. That was cracking.
Yeah.
That was so cool.
Apparently,
very
if you zoom in,
shittily-
it's Loki, Natasha, and Iron Man are listed there too. It's not just Loki. Apparently, someone, of course, zoomed in and they looked.
course.
So
I just
I
love
wonder
that
how
they're
much they
like,
paid him.
yeah. I just love that they're like like shitty. Like he was obviously very drunk and didn't care which like tattoo shop he went to.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. In the chat, Jameson is saying, Korg's god sitting on a throne of scissors.
I love Korg. I was about to walk out of that theater when Korg like crumbled. No,
I forgot about that. That was a good what's the word I'm looking for? Red herring, right? We thought Korg was down for the count, gone. It was a nice, good, like, oh shit moment where Zeus destroys him, or so we think. Yeah.
Like, oh, turns out all my vitals are in my face.
Yeah, man.
At the red carpet, there was a cosplayer there that was wearing like a bodysuit, like a morph suit with a bunch of little dots all over it, and then like a pole with a picture of Korg.
Oh,
so he was cosplaying as the Korg mocap suit.
Oh wow. Okay. That's creative.
It was so cool. It was really cool.
Hell yeah.
He's a good character.
What? So obviously we see Thor still, or at least someone still has Zeus's thunderbolt, right? So is that like, I know like we're gonna get Hercules, like for people who saw it, like one of the mid-credit rolls, one of the post credits is, you know, you see Zeus kind of like getting, you know, healed up from his wound, you know, as a god does, and then of course you see that he gave a task to his son Hercules and saying, hey, you know, fucking go take care of Thor, that like you need to go kick his ass. And so it's like, okay, interesting. Also, I want to give him props for actually making probably one of the most accurate costume decisions, because I don't know if people, if you don't know, go take a look at like what Hercules looks like in the Marvel universe. He looks kind of funny, and they actually kept that design pretty much almost to a T.
Yeah, they like modernized it but still made it like iconic, his look.
The hype moment. Think when just comparing the premieres, like the mid-credit for Multiverse, people were more excited than Hercules for sure.
Yeah,
It's the vibe that I got.
Well, cause shoot, people have been speculating about Hercules for a while, right?
Like hints, but you know, for me, as soon as I saw Zeus was alive, I was like, "Oh shit, we're doing it!" You know, like it's happening. You know, and of course they pan to like, yes, but you know, yeah, there's I think just little things they've talked about, even in the movie, they kind of, you know, before the lead up to talking about gods and stuff. But I mean, also it's like, why not? They've touched on all the other deities. They're going, like you said, they're doing weird shit. Let's go for it. Let's go for, you know, all those other characters. Let's do it.
Hmm. Um. So we talked a little bit about this before, but like, what you guys think of just how New Asgard has developed since its like its show like debut in Endgame? Like, what would you guys think of it just turning into like this kind of like tourist destination?
I think it was hilarious. Like that's exactly what would happen if some like ancient civilization decided to come back nowadays.
Mm.
They would just become a tourist spot, and they're doing what they can to survive. And King Valkyrie is leading them well.
King
What is
Valkyrie.
it? The performance, and that knocked me out. That was so funny. The
Yeah,
bad theater show.
Matt Damon coming back.
Mm-hmm.
That was I was actually surprised. I legit did like a yeah, a tiny little fist pump in my seat when I saw him come back.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but the other guy was still one of the
Yeah, it's
Hemsworth brothers,
yeah,
right?
it's one of the Hemsworth brothers. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's
It was
like
Luke Hemsworth, I think.
like the non-actor one.
He's an actor too.
Oh, is he?
You talking about Luke Hemsworth? He's in Westworld. If it's him, I think it is him.
Westworld.
Because I think it's the older Hemsworth.
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. You know, it's cool. And apparently, I didn't know this, but the little girl that plays I guess we call her Love. I guess I don't know
Eternity.
or Eternity, whatever her official name is. That was Chris Hemsworth's daughter.
Actually, his daughter.
Yeah,
Sweet.
Yeah.
Oh.
and it was cool because he on social media he posted a little picture, like it was a picture
I
of
saw that,
his daughter when she was 3 on the set of I think it was Infinity War or Endgame, and then it showed like fast forward to her being in the movie with him for Love and Thunder. It was a really sweet picture.
I thought I saw that picture, but I didn't know that was like her.
Yeah, it's a nice little tidbit. Okay, so we have an idea of where, you know, Thor might be heading to, but is there any kind of hopes for how you want kind of like just Thor as he is now, just kind of like in the projecting into like the next movie, whatever that will be? I guess Joel, I'll direct to you first. Is there any kind of things you kind of hope for Thor?
I'm gonna backtrack a little before I go there. As far as like
okay.
what has become a New Asgard, I think that's like, I mean, they're in a superhero world. They adapted pretty well. I think it's also a good parallel too. Like, you know, they took this old town and modernized it and made it like a carnival, made it showy, you know. And I think they kind of did that with like Norse mythology a little too. They took it and they made it to this big product for everyone for able to consume, you know. Nice little parallel. I'm sure done on purpose by Taika Waititi. But a great though, by the way, on that content. Okay. Looking to the future, it's, you know, I have no idea, but I just know whatever they do is going to be great. Because I mean, they reveal that, you know, Hercules and the gods and stuff, and there's so many villains in the Marvel world they could pull from. And Thor has fought so many people. He's even fought Adam Warlock. You know, like who, and you know, they could stick him wherever with this direction they've done with him and his growth, and it would work well. And you know, they would probably show like the father-daughter bond. So I would like to, you know, see that and him being like a good father and all that conflict. But future, I mean, just, you know, him and Hercules, I want to see that done well, of course. I mean, I'm pretty sure they will. Yeah, just whatever they do, I hope they just bring him back for Secret Wars. That's it. You know,
Oh, for
it.
sure. For
Well,
sure.
I'm pretty sure they will, but you never know. You know, it just
Mm-hmm.
that's my. There's a lot of discourse, like I said earlier, like people want the old Thor. Sure, whatever, but you know, but just he's grown a lot, and you know, he's been through a lot. I think what the Thor we have now is fine, and let Thor explore more. You know, let
Yeah.
him grow up too.
Yeah, because I think one of like the biggest like arguments that's been going around like recently is that there's a majority of people that feel like that, you know, phase 4 hasn't been strong, or it hasn't been, you know, up to par with everything else. But you know, it's like, that's, you know, everybody has their own opinion, that's fine, you know, it's their opinion. But it's like, this is like a new turning point for, you know, the MCU, because, you know, we just went through, you know, all of the Infinity Saga. You know, every like a lot of big plot points have been, you know, completed, and now we have to kind of go through a new phase 1 again. But this time we have so much more. We have movies, we have Disney Plus shows, and what's interesting is that they're, and that's like another thing, because one of the complaints for a while, it's like, oh man, it's like, I hate that we have to watch all these movies and, you know, just to keep track with whatever's going on. But I don't know about you guys, but like everything that we've had so far, you know, maybe minus like WandaVision and, you know, Doctor Strange, you know, everything's been kind of just in its own little space. You know, they might be retreading on stuff that like happened in Endgame and stuff like that, but as far as just like new characters, they've kind of had their own just like consolidated stories, you know. And I forgot who I listened to, but they made a good point. It's like, this is probably the most comic booky the MCU has been,
Mhm.
where you you can watch the movies of your like your favorite characters, miss out the ones that you kind of don't care about, and when it comes time for like the big event moment movies, you won't feel left behind, because that's how comic books are. Like, you pick up the ones you like, but then when it comes time for the big team up event, you're not going to feel like you missed a lot, or at least that's what the hope is. Because I guess what the first team up movie is probably going to be Secret Wars, so I guess we have to wait and see for, you know, what that looks like. But so far it seems like everything is just kind of, you know, they're refilling the pool. You know, they had to empty out the pool after Endgame. They had to clean it out a little bit, you know, polish it up, and then now they're filling it back up with, you know, fresh new, you know, stories and ideas. So I don't know.
Yeah.
That's
Um,
my piece on that discourse.
even with that, they still, even in the comics, like it's like, where's this person from? They show, check out this comic. I'm damn sure the movies. It's like, where have you been? The Guardians all said things in Infinity War, what they were doing as they met Thor, right? There is explanation, you know, just a quick like connection. You know, it's kind of crazy. Like, I know people are like complain, like it is a point, like you need a lot of content to really like, I guess, enjoy, but not really. Like you were saying, like if you really wanted to though, you would. So it's like, I don't
Hmm.
want to see this, and it's like, then don't. Like, I mean, like
Yeah.
I think people are scared of the FOMO. I talked with a friend of this on Twitter, like they just want to miss out on all the fun people are having. And it's like, well, I get, you said it was too much, so which one is it? You know, like also like it's fine. The big event is like in like 8 years. Don't feel you have time to watch these shows and movies.
Hmm. And plus, now that we can take advantage of having like a streaming service like Disney Plus, so it's like, if you couldn't make it out to the movies, you have a cheaper, easier option to use now.
Yeah.
You know, because like what, like Disney Plus is only like, you know, $68 a year.
Yeah.
And
And the movie comes out less than 3 months. Multiverse
yeah,
came out super fast.
it comes out even before the Blu-rays do.
Yeah.
You
Wild.
know,
yeah, that's wild.
Because
I don't know,
let me ask.
soon there'll be Disney Minus and then
Yeah,
Disney Division, and
yeah. Because before I have you answer your wants and predictions, Lisa, like you don't get to see every movie for at least for Marvel, as terms of like the other movies from the past, you haven't seen all of them. So from your perspective, when you come see like Doctor Strange or you come see Thor Love and Thunder, do you feel like you're missing out on anything when like something pops up?
no, I'm definitely not like 100% caught up on all of the shows and movies right now. But for Doctor Strange, he's my favorite. I was caught up on him, and Thor is my second favorite. So I was pretty
There
ready
you
for
go.
these. I was ready for these two. But if you were to have me to see like another Captain America movie or something like that, it'd be a little bit more difficult.
Yeah.
But I feel like the past few new things that have come out, you're right, it's been very self-contained. And that's a lot easier to digest
Hmm.
than, oh, I didn't watch this, and this.
Yeah. And I mean, who's to say that eventually down the road it might become that again, just once everything's built up? But I think if anybody was kind of hesitant on like getting into the MCU, it's like, oh, there's been like 27 movies, there's like 6 Disney Plus shows. Like, I don't like, it's too much to start. It's like, no, start now. Pick the characters you like and just go from there,
Mhm.
because this is this is the reset. This is the perfect time to come in.
Yeah. It's not as intimidating as it was back
Hmm.
then, where it was like, oh, there's like gonna be a 12-hour Marvel movie-thon. We had to watch through everything to get caught up before the new one comes out. And I'd be like, I don't want to sit through 12 hours of Marvel movies. I mean, I would, but it's a lot. It's intimidating.
I know
So I
we
think
did
they're
that.
doing a good job now.
Yeah. I mean, I know we did that before Endgame came out. We had a big
Hmm.
fucking marathon of movies, and that it's like, oh,
It was a
you
lot.
know, it was fun, but it was a lot. Um,
Mhm.
but yeah, I don't know. Everybody's gonna have their opinion, so it's just it's up to them. They just watch what you want to watch and like what you want to like. But it's out.
Yeah.
MCU is not having any trouble whatsoever. I think Thor Love and like they've barely been out a week and they've already hit like the billion mark. I think they're gonna be fine. I think they're gonna be okay.
Doing a-okay, and that was a great movie. I'll
Hmm.
fight anyone who says otherwise. No,
Uh,
people can have their own opinions. It's fine.
yeah,
Sometimes the opinions are wrong.
to a
Or
certain point of view.
I didn't say it.
yeah, what you said the
Um,
other day, Brian. Sometimes they're just bad opinions.
oh, yeah, it's their right to have it, but I'm gonna disagree. That's fine. That's perfectly fine.
People like different things from different movies. Like for this one,
Yeah.
I really like this one because it had a really good story. Yes, there was some action in it, but it was more kind of storyline driven. I,
Hmm.
for me personally, like when a movie's 90% action and fighting, and I get bored. I have to have some kind of
Yeah.
stake in it, and this movie gave me that.
Yeah, and I feel like that's what they've been doing well so far in Phase 4, is that they've been giving
Mhm.
variety. Like shoot, the like you know, besides like Black Widow, because that was kind of like a well, actually no, because Black Widow still had like some nice kind of like humanizing moments for Natasha. But
Yeah.
like when they came out with WandaVision, that was a complete flip, because it's like, oh, every episode's a different sitcom, and it's like what the
Mhm.
fuck, this like that was sick and that was cool.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, it's definitely a nice breath of fresh air for sure, because everybody loves a little bit of action every now and again, but it's like you want it to be tailored around the specific character and have it set for that specific mood, you know. Like go back to our Multiverse of Madness review, but like we talked about how sick it was when like, like spoiler for Doctor Strange and Multiverse of Madness, but like when Doctor Strange possessed his zombified body from another multiverse and then
Yeah.
harnessed all the dead souls that were trying to rip his body apart and used it as like some kind of like sick ass like bat wings to fly into the final battle.
Yeah.
It's like, oh shit, this is fucking cool.
Love that movie.
Yeah.
It's
And
become my
to that
comfort
point,
movie.
like they've really been pushing boundaries. Like I love the core movies that started. I save a few, but like they were very safe. And I think Phase 4 has not been as safe as those movies for sure. They've been pushing the boundaries and doing the weird, wacky shit, and it's been good. It's been hella good.
Indeed. And so Lisa, let me bring it back to the previous question I asked before. But like as far as Thor goes, is there anything that you would like to see from like the next movie or like whatever the next adventure Thor is in? Is there any things that you want to predict or things you kind of hope to see?
Just want more Thor content. He could be, they could just do a whole movie of him in an apron, and I'd be like, okay. I don't know, just Thor content in general. I've really loved his journey and seeing him become this golden retriever energy, like himbo. I don't know, he makes him more relatable, makes him feel like he's your buddy. And I want to see where my buddy does next,
Mhm.
Get good vibes. So to see his next part of his adventure, what is he going to do now? He has a kid, He has something to fight for again. It's not super love driven. It's a different kind of love, but you know what I mean? No romantic reasons driving him forward.
Oh yeah, and I mean, if anybody's been paying attention to the other MCU content, we also do have a couple of other kids that are kind of, figuring out their stuff. So, Young Avengers, maybe?
We'll see.
Young Avengers, all the Avengers,
all of them,
all of them,
all together.
It'd be really cool. I feel like they're gonna do something like that. Something with all these kids.
All the kids, all the Asgardians.
All the Asgardians, Wanda's babies.
I just want to say, like, last thing before we move on and maybe clean up. Maybe we have more to talk about, of course. But the last post-credit scene when Jane goes to Valhalla, I was like, oh man, she's there. But it was good to see one last time our boy Heimdall, and Idris Elba saying, "Welcome, Jane Foster." But we all know that, of course, in Marvel, just because you're dead doesn't mean you're gone. So,
yeah.
And of course, they said Thor will return. They didn't specify which one. So
that's true. If I got to see Natalie Portman, I would probably pass out. She looks so good as Mighty Thor. It was just both of them together walking side by side. I was sweating.
See, they didn't specify which Thor, but they sure as damn made sure that they would say that after that post-credit scene.
Yeah.
Also, speaking of Heimdall, shout out to whoever played his son, because that was fucking dope.
He's perfect.
I wasn't expecting Heimdall to have a family either, because I don't think they ever really mentioned that in the movies.
Never did.
But Heimdall's son, Axel. Axel. I actually really liked that character. I thought it was really cool. Like he was kind of like, oh, I don't know, I'm just a kid. It's like, no, you're Heimdall's son. You need to, harness her potential, and it's like, oh shit. And he really came up on his own. And I swear to God, when he fucking summoned the Bifrost and like went in, I was like, yeah, let's go, Heimdall's son. Let's go.
He did the nasty and made a good baby.
You do the freaky eye thing like you're dead.
That's so good.
All right.
I remember being on the red carpet and I saw that actor. I saw him walk by, and I didn't know who he was at the time because I hadn't seen the movie yet. So I was just like, waved, said hi, and then he went on his way. And now I regret it. I wish I'd talked to him more. He did such a good job.
It's like, what was it like to be Heimdall's son?
Right, asshole.
Who are you in the movie? Can't say.
Yeah, it was. There's so many good things. But I guess before we wrap up, is there any other things that stuck out to you in this movie? Anything that kind of you didn't get to say yet?
First, Brian.
Me? Oh well, shit. I don't know. It was a very enjoyable movie. I feel like because when a lot of people think of Taika Waititi, they think of, oh, he's like the very like comedic, like a funny haha kind of guy. But it's like, no, Taika, like, yeah, Taika can do a lot of good jokes and stuff like that, but like he has the capability of making this like nice, sweet, like tender moments, and then also like these very kind of like intense, life-threatening moments as well. It's like I think now people are starting to kind of give him the credit that he deserves as far as just being an all-around like filmmaker and not just like a comedy dude. So Ragnarok made me a really big fan of Taika Waititi, and I'm just pretty much guaranteed just to watch anything he makes. So please, they make more Thor. I want to see more Taika Thor. It'll be fantastic. How about you, Joel?
I was just happy that as soon as I saw Miss Marvel in the beginning credits already, it's like, oh, I'm already psyched. Let's go. So I touched all the good parts. I'm sure there's a bunch we missed. It was a fun ride. I like the MCU formula. I'm not sick of it. I mean, I keep flip flopping, but it did it well. I can't complain. I think the roughest movie for me, Phase 4, and rough is like a little harsh, is Eternals.
I agree.
That's me saying it like heavily. Like, I haven't rewatched it as much as the others, but it's still good. But everything else is amazing. And people saying Phase 4 isn't good, like No Way Home isn't good. Oh, like I was Spider-Man. I don't know. All right, I'm done.
Would No Way Home been as good if the other two Spider-Man weren't in it?
That's hard.
I'd say yes, because the villains were still there. It hurts me to say that, but yes, I think it would. It definitely adds to it, though. It definitely adds to it for sure. It's a very sweet icing or fondant for you on top of that awesome cake. So yeah. All right, Lisa. Anything we missed that you want to bring up?
I don't think so. I think we touched on pretty much everything. Amazing movie. The acting was really great. Music was great. Good good vibes. I can't wait for more. It was really amazing. Shout out to the team. A+ movie.
Hell yeah. All right. Well, Lisa, thank you for joining us. Thank you for talking Thor with us and letting us in on your red carpet experience. It's really nice to have a chat with you. Of course, you are all over social media, so where could people find you?
Oh goodness. So mostly on Instagram. LisaIsSad on Instagram. I'm on TikTok a lot if you want some cringy cosplay content. Also, Lisa_is_sad. I do have a Facebook page. I don't post it very much, but those are kind of the main places to find me. You can find me all over social media, or here with you guys sometimes.
Yeah, you're always
twice, right?
3 times,
What?
actually.
3
times.
Oh fuck! Oh.
It's been 3.
But yeah, it's safe to say, Lisa, that you are a part of the United Nerd family. So you're welcome back on the show anytime you want. The Discord door is always open.
You guys are so nice to me. Thank you. I'll record an intro for you guys to go over your thing.
Oh wow. Get red carpet's own LisaIsSad, the intro podcast. We're gonna shoot to the moon.
To the moon.
Need it tomorrow by 8 a.m. though. Get on it. Okay.
Okay. I'll do it in 20 voices and you guys can pick one.
Awesome. That'd be great.
We should do a fun, like, silly voice acting stream one day. That'd be funny.
Hey, that'd be fun. That'd be a ton of fun.
Mm-hmm.
Find some scripts and just go for it.
Yeah, that'd be silly.
All right.
Brian,
But of
where
course,
can they find you, the mastermind?
well, of course, you can find me also here on Twitch. I have my own Twitch channel, Brian Saber, and as well as Twitter and Instagram as well. I technically have a TikTok, but I haven't done anything with it. I might need some tips from you, Lisa, to figure out. I'm an old man now. I'm getting the grays. I'm getting the grays. You might not be able to see it
I'm older than this
on
motherfucker,
camera.
and he's saying he's old. Some bullshit.
Just by a few months. Just by a few months. But yeah, I don't know. I'll try to, stretch my legs in the TikTok world, maybe. Who knows?
I can do some thirst traps for you.
Oh no. No one wants that.
Yeah, some Saber
be
Stream thirst
surprised.
traps. I got you your transitions. We can do it.
Oh no. I regret already. cancel my TikTok.
Oh,
But Joel, of course, where can people find you and your stuff?
Oh, where can you find me? Look up Mad Mech Monster Mine on Spotify and SoundCloud. Also, Acoustic Avenger on Twitch. Just recently uploaded my wife and I playing through the Marvel game, the Avengers game. Just did the last mission. Got some Fall Guys content coming soon. And I just played through No Man's Sky. Check that out. I think that's everything. Did I say Spotify? Okay, yeah, I did. All right, but enough about me. Where can you find us?
Oh.
United We Nerd. Well, we've really expanded in the past, 4 or 5 months. Jesus. We're in a lot of places. But first, questions, comments, suggestions, feedback, reasons why you should like giant monsters or mobile suits, why that guy with the spin move in the Book of Boba Fett was sick as fuck, or why you should play pretend with some dice and miniatures. Hit us with an email, unitedwenerdcast@gmail.com. Where? unitedwenerdcast@gmail.com. Also, listening now, find us on Twitch when we're here. We ate another channel that fucking died. And the Facebook, United We Nerd. Find us there. United_We Nerd. This with DMs. Slide into our DMs. Tell us why Thor 1 and 2 is better than this. And we will sigh and we will respond. But we will respond. Okay? Also, we're on YouTube. Comment below on like and subscribe. Hit that subscribe button. Smash it. Like Brian always says, makes me cringe. I'm cringing when I say it, but do it. Fucking do it. All right? Comment below.
subscribe button.
Matt, yeah, thank you. There you go. It just went up 1,000-fold. Thank you for that one. All right.
Give United We Nerd a good little smashy smash, would you? Thank you.
Oh God.
Gonna get some DMs about Gluck Gluck 9000 soon. But remember, reminder: Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, Instagram. I forgot about Instagram. Jesus, there's so many. We're on Instagram.
There's so much things. We're around so many places now. It's almost too hard to keep track.
My brain can't handle it. But yeah.
How do you guys?
Hit us with your takes. The good ones, the bad ones. The good ones. I'm just kidding. Let us know what you think.
Yes. And of course, thank you all for listening. We really much appreciate it. Be on the lookout. We will be coming out with Miss Marvel reviews soon.
Hell yeah.
And of course, if you're watching us live at twitch.tv/UnitedWeNerd, stand by for the little post show. We're going to have a little quick conversation. You can ask us questions in the chat. But of course, if you're on YouTube and podcast services, thank you. We appreciate you. And of course, forever and always, keep on nerding.
Hercules.